homework and all. So everyone, many of the people has sent it. Okay, so I will check it and directly reply to you. No worries for such. Okay. So I'm gotekhini swa nohol etialoke. Okay, because I was a busy whole day. So therefore I will check you by night today if probably everyone has sent, and those whoever has not sent, please do send it at the earliest. Okay. So the best ones I will do perfectly. I will, if everybody has not got involved, so I will just go through all your particular homeworks and I will just upload it, the best one with the very details of the bamboos and as well as the canes, and I will upload in the very group so that you can take it or note it down, whichever is relevant for yours. Okay, or whichever you have not find it. Okay. So today let's start with, so I will just share my screen. So today let's start with the economic geography. Okay. Okay. Let's start with the economic geography. Okay. Economic geography. So when I tell about the type of economic geography, see, Assam is very rich in minerals, resources, which we can directly assume it to be petroleum, coal, limestone, etc. Okay, which have been regularly extracted since long time. Okay, this region of Assam also has a number of other valuable minerals in associated with such valuable resources. Okay, these other associated resources be the iron ore, okay, be the coal, okay, petroleum and all these things are too common, natural gas, limestone, okay. Then also we have got some of the gold deposits. Okay, so be like shock like Assam or gold deposits. Yes, we have some traces of gold deposits even in Assam. Okay, so we'll go through all such things. Then we have gypsum, we have mica, we have sulfur, we have quartz and feldspar. Okay. Before going to such, if I directly take some of the important minerals, okay, because we know that the very resources of Assam, okay, we amalgamating all the resources that are present in Assam, we directly tells Assam to be a treasure house of the minerals. Okay, Ohomor Usorot tap kora minerals bahut khini ase. Though maximum of this particular resources are not being utilized fully. Amar etiao utilize one fully. But we have got a lot tap of resources, okay, which will be economically beneficial for this particular state. Okay. Even the Geographical Survey of India and the Geology and the Mining Department of the Government of Assam, through their survey, have traced not only the location but also the amounts of the various reserves of different minerals present in this particular state. Okay, so for this particular survey, we can see that Oil India Limited, ONGC, that is the Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, are engaged in exploration and assessing activities of various reserves of crude oil. Okay, the crude oil is even named as the liquid coal. Okay, crude oil took liquid coal bolu. Okay, crude oil, which is directly known as the liquid coal, and various types of natural gas are also present in the interior of this particular state of Assam. Okay, so if I directly go for some of the specifics, supposedly if I am directly starting with the coal. Okay, so the coal, popularly known as the black diamond. Okay, coal, popularly known as the black diamond. Even you can see the head office of the Coal India Limited is obviously known as the Black Diamond Tower. Okay, Black Diamond Tower. Okay, you can find a local office. Okay, near to in Guwahati, you can find near to the ABC Christian Basti Mazar. We can see a Black Diamond Tower. What is this? This is particularly because we know that the coal is basically known as black diamond. Okay, so this coal was first discovered in Assam and was mined in a place known as Makum in 1865. Okay, Makum buli eta jaga ase amar Assam. In this very area of Makum, we can find in 1865 the first coal was popularly discovered. Okay, so we can see that this Assam coal is not up to the level of anthracite coal. Amar yate Ohomot jitu ami coal pao, hetu anthracite level or not. Okay, we can see various forms of coal: anthracite, bituminous, peat, and all these things. So at this present state of time, what we find in Assam is not directly the anthracite coal, which are the less or which are the more concentration of the carbon. Okay, but in Assam we can see that the coal has got some type of sulfur and a moderate value of the carbon content. Moderate value mane ki generally the anthracite coal goes with some 90% of the carbon. But the coal resources that is found in Assam has got some around 55 to 60% of the carbon content. Rest ki hoy? Rest hoy sulfur. So amar yate sulfur concentration to olop basic. Okay, so it falls in the very range group of the bituminous to the peat range. Okay, so therefore this coal in Assam has got various deposits in Assam. Okay, coalor bahut khini deposits ase amar Assam. Okay, we have got in Dibrugarh, Sibsagar, Tinsukia, Karbi Anglong ase. Okay, and even coals are found in some of the areas near to the Tipang River. Tipang River, which is directly bordering the Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so ami hekhini jaga to ami coal pam. Jaipur, Makum, Lido, all these areas are the coal belts of the state of Assam. So we can see that when it was first discovered in Makum, so Makumot bahut huge amount of coal ase. Okay, bahut huge amount of coal. And you can see that even only the Makum, if I am directly considering only Makum and not considering any other place, only Makum has got some around 1,000 million tons of coal. Okay, only Makum has got some around 1,000 million tons of coal. Okay, this is a huge amount. Okay, this is a huge amount. And the rest are the, for example, if I am directly going with the Lido, if I am directly going with the Jaipur, these places, okay, presiding Dibrugarh district, Tinsukia districts and all these things, these places has got some around even half of the amount of Makum. 400, 500, about 600 paba. Okay, but we have got a huge concentration of this particular resources. Okay, that is the coal. Okay, so therefore we can see that this particular coal, which is found relatively in Assam, is partially of the tertiary rock structure. Okay, tertiary rock structure. Ami jekhini amar Assomot ami coal pau. Okay, the huge deposits of coal, it is comparatively young. Okay, it is not made up of the primary rocks. It is directly made of the tertiary rocks. Okay, so it is relatively young. Okay, and therefore we can see that this particular area, since it is very much young, okay, so the resource or the very content of this particular coals or the value of this particular coals are very higher as compared to the other forms of coal. Okay, so you can see that enekwa nohoy ki amar tate okol khali tertiary deposits khini poa jay. We can even find some of the middle and the upper tertiary deposits also. Okay, tertiary ke agor khinu ami ketaman pau, but that are very less in number. Okay, that are in some areas of the Arunachal Assam border side. Okay, Namdanga upor jikhini area, then one very famous area which is known as Naginimara. Okay, this area is also getting some type of secondary coal deposits. Okay, so therefore we can find that coal is an important natural or a very economical resources that is present in our state. Okay, which is very much evident, and this is very much required, and this is very much used in our state, because we know that still at present we are very much of more reliant on this very coal perspective. Ami coalor upor etio bahut khini ami ki hoy ase, ami reliance hoy asu, because we do not have any other form of generating power. Okay, we do not have any other form. Amar tat other forms nai. If we had some of the forms, supposedly if we have good number of solar fields, if we have good number of wind fields, if we have good number of thermal energy, at that point of time, we could have replaced this coal with such other phenomena. But since at this present instant of time, we could see that we do not have any type of other resources to be consumed. So therefore, we are using the coal to the utmost. Okay, we are using the coal to the utmost. Okay, so you can see that Assam constitutes some of the, if I am directly considering the whole country of India, Assam is contributing to the 0.49% of the total contribution of coal in our country. Okay, only 0.049%. Okay, only not 0.49, sorry, 0.49% ami coal or ki koru contribution. Okay, but we have got a huge number of production, and maximum number of our coal is of the bituminous range, and also we have got a huge sulfur content with the carbon concentration between 55 to 60%. Okay, and which are the place? I have already told you. Some are this particular Makum, Jaipur, Lido, okay, Namdam, then we have Najira, we have Lanka Daman. Okay, so these are some of the places where we can find the major concentration of coal in our state. Okay, if I comes to the petroleum, the next particular resources, that is the petroleum. This petroleum, we have seen that Assam has got a rich deposit of crude oil. The traces of the crude oil were detected in the forest area during the time of 1822. Okay, and at the advice of whom? At the advice of the then British bureaucrat, which is known as H.B. Medicott. Okay, who is this person? This person first advised to have some of the exploration in form of crude oil. Crude oil, yate asene nai. First tasting, that is, some of the traces were found by this particular bureaucrat at this point of time, which was known as H.B. Medicott in the time period of 1822. So 1822 time, this crude oil was first directly had some of the, this particular man has directly found some of the traces in this particular area of Assam. Okay, and on the advice of this very man, the various explorations of crude oil directly came into practice. Oil was first discovered at Digboy during the time period of 1889. 1889, oil was discovered, okay, at Digboy with the help of two companies, be it the Assam Railway Company and the Trading Company. Okay, so these two very company, okay, it is so merged out. So this particular two companies, that is the Assam Railway Company as well as the Trading Company, they directly first extracted the oil in Digboy during the time period of 1889. Then, after this exploration of oil, we can see that in 1901, the Digboy refinery was established, which is the best oil refinery in India. Okay, if we consider till today, in 1901, what was directly formed was the Digboy refinery. This refinery is considered as the best refinery in terms of refining quality throughout our country. Okay, so you can see that when in this particular time period of during this, when this particular explorations was done, 1889 or time, that explorations hoisile, that oil or traces paisile, oil was first extracted out. At that point of time, you can see that per day, some around 908 liter was extracted from this particular area of Digboy. Jekhini jagar pora extraction arambho korisile. He particular jagakhini, I am not telling that whole area. The area which was dug first, where the extraction of the oil was successful, where the traces of the oil was found. At that point of time, a single day in some around in 1890, in a single day, some around 908 liters were extracted out from this particular Digboy area. Okay, this 908 liters is around 200 gallons. Okay, obviously oil directly extracted out in gallons, but I have just converted it in particularly the liters form. So 908 liter. Maybe to me at a for example, roughly, I am just telling roughly nearby equal to 1000 liters of of the oil is directly extracted out from this particular oil well per day. Okay, so therefore we can see that after this very oil extraction was done, okay, after this very oil refinery was set up, the very extraction of this particular oil from Digboy was taken over, and the management of this very oil was taken over by the Assam Oil Company during this period of time. Assam Oil Company directly took over that we will directly regulate, we will directly manage the very extraction of the oil from this particular area. So hekane amar tat eteo, for example, if you can see an Assam Oil petrol pump. Okay, so jetia tumalke Assam Oil petrol pump dekha, to a Assam Oil petrol pump khini jikhini tumalke petroleum products use kora, diesel products use kora, so everything is directly coming on from Digboy. Everything is directly coming on from Digboy. That is the Assam Oil. Jote Assam Oil tumalke petrol pump dekhiba, he Assam Oil petrol pump tu kor pora ahi ase. They have directly extracted from this particular Digboy area, and they are particularly refined in this Digboy refinery. Okay. After the time period in 1921, okay, 1921. In this period of time, the Burma Oil Company took over the commercial and the technical management, okay, of this particular Assam Oil Company. Burma Oil Company, 1921 or timer, okay, they took over this particular commercial and the technical management of this particular Digboy refinery. Okay, so at this present instant of time, when the I am telling about in 1921, when that particular Burma Oil Company took over the commercial and technical management, okay, and they provided various types of support to the Assam Oil Company. What type of supports they provided? They provided the Assam Oil Company with some of the up-to-date equipments, some of the modern transport, and some of the refining facilities of this particular crude oil. So after 1921, when the Burma Oil Company took over, what? It took over the commercial as well as the technical management. The full ownership did not went to this particular Burma Oil Company. What they took over? They took over the commercial. Mane ki, junto business this Digboi Oil Refinery is doing, it is taken over by this particular Burma Oil Company. And whatever expertise, okay, to drill, to refine the crude oil is needed, it is being provided by this Burma Oil Company. So, a duta bostur karne share to car for gusigol Burma Oil Company. So, whenever this particular company, that is the Burma Oil Company, has took over the commercial and the technical management wing, it gave some of the needed financial assistance to this very Assam Oil Company. It also generated some of the up-to-date equipments and some of the modern transport as well as refining facilities to this very Assam Oil Company. Okay. So at this present instant of time, when this particular things was going on, we can see that the crude oil of Assam is carried upon using pipeline transport, not only to the refineries in Assam, but also abroad. Okay, so we can see that crude oil production from Assam has even reached some 3 to 5 million tons, okay, in the last 38 years. Okay, 3 to 5 million tons ami crude oil bahirolei potham. Amar nijor consumption karone jikhini ase to rakhue. Even 3 to 5 million out of this 1,000 million tons, okay, in a single area, we are giving some around 3 to 5 million tons of this crude oil to some of the other states abroad, even to the other states. Okay, supposedly I am directly taking it, for example, Digboi pora jitu pipeline ahe, it directly goes up till Barauni. Okay, Barauni in Bihar, there is a huge refinery. Okay, so a pipeline to Yarpa ahipla directly Barauni le gusile. So we are giving to the mainland India at least some 3 to 5 million tons of this crude oil. Okay, and this has directly increased from the time when it was first discovered. Okay, so even you can see that even the Haldia refinery, Haldia port, okay, the Haldia in West Bengal, what I have told in Barauni in Bihar, okay, they import this crude oil from Assam through pipeline transport. Okay, so ketiaba amar dekhisa sage yate amar bahut hulostul hoi jay. Okay, there is very much hue and cry that why the crude oil from Assam has been taken away from this particular area to some of the other states, to some of the nearby states, and we have to buy it back. Okay, so since this particular areas does not have got some of the huge petroleum reserves, so therefore we have to supply them with, because there are particular states which are inside our particular country. Okay, so hetu karone ami Barauni in Bihar tateo diu, ami Haldia to diu, so they directly refine and directly gives it back to us, because the concentration of reserves that we have in our state, okay, be it amounting to 1,000 million tons, amar tat himan khini capacity nai je amar refinery khine iman khini petroleum ba iman khini crude oil refine koribo pare. So therefore we directly give it to some of the other refineries so that they could ease out the refining facilities, so that we could get back some of the essential items out of this particular refineries. Okay, so therefore we can see out of these very types of crude oil products, we directly go with various types of kerosene, petroleum, diesel, then we directly go with grease. Okay, so these are the types. For example, grease, wax, okay, then paraffin, okay, so these are the particular type of petroleum products. Okay, we directly go with the synthetic rubber banao ami tar pora. Okay, then we directly go with the glycerine. Okay, so kerosene to ase, obviously kerosene ami directly this after refining we directly go with such type of products. Okay, then even we go with some type of PVCs. Okay, PVCs, that is the polyvinyl chlorides. Okay, we directly go with some type of synthetic fibers also. We also make some form of plastics through this petroleum products systems. Okay, so therefore we can see that the very pipeline that connects the Lakwa Rudrasagar field with Barauni, covering a distance of from around 1,152 kilometers. Okay, so yate amar ki amar Digboi pa jitu amar line jay towards Barauni, this is directly connected through the Lakwa Rudrasagar column, and it covers a distance of some around 1,152 kilometers. Okay, and obviously ami juntu amar connected hoy from this Moran, the field with Nunmati and Bongaigaon. ওকে সো আমাৰ দুটা লাইন আহে আমাৰ ডিগবৈৰ পৰা দুটা লাইন আহে এটা লাইন যায় কোৰডি এটা লাইন আমাৰ যায় লাকুৱা ৰুদ্ৰসাগৰ দি পেলাই যায় টুৱাৰ্ডছ বাৰাউনি আৰু এটা লাইন আমাৰ কোনফাল দি আহে থ্ৰু দি মৰাণ নাহৰকটীয়া এৰিয়া টুৱাৰ্ডছ নুনমাটি এজ ৱেল এজ বঙাইগাঁও so we have got two pipelines from Digboi okay ইয়াতে যদি ডিগবৈ আছে one is the Lakwa Rudrasagar okay this Lakwa Rudrasagar this directly goes up till Barauni in Bihar okay that is the Barauni refinery and it covers around 1152 kilometers okay and the other one which directly connects us with Nunmati in Guwahati and till Bongaigaon okay Bongaigaon to amar jonto connect hoy this is around 600 kilometers and this area from where Digboi to Nunmati and Bongaigaon is connected it is known as Moran Nahorkotia okay so these are the two field lines or these are the two pipelines that directly connects one with the Barauni and one with the Nunmati as well as Bongaigaon refinery okay so this is directly going to this particular type of crude oil what we can see okay aru amar jodi crude oil fields ami jodi sabo jao except Digboi we have also some of the crude oil fields in Nahorkotia we have also some of the fields in Moran we have also some of the fields in Hugrizan okay Hugrizan then we have also some of the fields in Geleki buli jaga ase then we have also find something in Tiok okay so all these areas Nazira Lakwa all these particular areas have some form of the crude oil deposits okay if I directly come next to the natural gas okay see it is a gaseous mineral of organic origin and it is generally associated with crude oil what I have told you that it is a particular mineral of organic origin okay it is not something which is inorganic okay it is purely organic and is generally associated with crude oil the natural gas found associated with crude oil is known as associated natural gas and what is directly found independently is called as free natural gas so ami jit natural gas sound ami natural gas two instant or we can directly categorize the natural gas into two instant one is the natural gas which is directly going with the crude oil NG natural gas and CO crude oil so whenever the natural gas is associated with the crude oil we directly get an associated natural gas and when this natural gas is occurring independently okay and it does not contain the crude oil activities then we can find it as a free natural gas the natural gas which we see in directly as free okay it's a free natural gas this free natural gas has got a high proportion of methane okay it has got some portion of ethane too it has some proportion of propane also and it has got some proportion of butane so these are the four components which we can directly relate with free natural gas okay so at a free natural gas or methane concentration kiman thake 80 to 90% when I am directly going with ethane it is around 8 to 9% when I am directly going with propane it is around 2 to 4% and when I am directly going with butane then it is going with 0.7 to around 1.7% so this is the total contents of gases okay of the free natural gas which we are considering in this very second part that is exclusive of the crude oil okay so this natural gas Assam is well blessed by nature in respect of this particular natural gas if I am directly going to assume the total reserve or the total estimated reserve of natural gas we have got around 23,000 million cubic meters 23,000 million cubic meters of natural gas which are found in our state okay and this particular natural gas is directly going with some of the areas of Naharkotia, Moran, hey area khini jagat ami pau okay the other parts of the upper Assam area and because of this natural gas we have directly established the two fertilizers plants be it the Namrup fertilizer plant and the Namrup gas thermal power plant okay, which is directly the two main projects that is utilizing the natural gas in Assam. Even you can see that the Assam gas cracker project is being constructing in Dibrugarh district, and we can see that moreover in the recent years the total amount of the natural gas is utilized in Assam has increased. Because if you're directly going from the Upper Assam area, okay, the people who are from Upper Assam in this particular class, okay, they all know that you can find the pipe gas connections in the Upper Assam area. But you cannot find this type of pipe gas connections in the area supposedly in Guwahati, in Lower Assam and all such things. Okay, because of this presence of this natural gas in this particular Upper Assam areas, we have got pipe connections over there. Tate manhe cylinder use na kore, pipe connections use kore. Okay. But since we have got a less concentration of such number of pipelines, we have got a less concentration of such number of fields, we have got such number of thermal power plants. So therefore, the people from Middle Assam till the Lower Assam, you can see that we could not have an access to this particular pipe natural gas connections. Okay. So therefore, this natural gas, okay, which is directly converted directly to the liquefied petroleum gas, okay, which is mostly used for this particular type of domestic cooking, they can be also be utilized from this type of natural gas. Okay, and what I have told you that at present the gas produced in Assam are utilized even by the ONGC, the oil, the BRPL, okay, the fiber plants, the tea gardens, the medical plants, and etc. Okay, so if I am directly considering the whole of India, okay, so India consider okay, the whole of India over here, okay, who is utilizing the natural gas, which is directly getting produced from this Upper Assam area. Okay, this whole area of India, natural gas, Assam's contribution is around 25%. Okay, so Assam contribution is 25% with respect to the free natural gas. I am not telling that the natural gas is in conjunction with the crude oil. I am not telling about this particular area. Okay, this particular thing should be avoidable. I am only telling about the free natural gas which is constitute of this particular type of constituents. So Assam directly contributes some of the 25% of the total gas produced by the nation in terms of the natural gas production. Okay. So therefore, it has slowly and slowly increased because we have got a huge step of natural resources. We have got a huge step of the natural gases in this particular areas of Upper Assam. Okay. So this is directly in relate with the natural gas. Okay. If I come next to the very limestone category. Okay, coal kolu, natural gas kolu, crude oil kolu, limestone. See, limestone is used as an important raw material for the production of the particular cement limestone, and which is an important mineral product of Assam. We can see that this limestone deposits, ami kali pohisilu, okay, we have got a Gorampani Wildlife Sanctuary. Gorampani. In this particular Gorampani region, okay, and we have got another area in Karbi Anglong district which is known as Koliajan. Okay, so this Koliajan is in North Kachar Hills, not in Karbi Anglong. Okay, so this Gorampani area of the Karbi Anglong region and Koliajan area of the North Kachar Hills, they are supplying us with the limestone facilities. Why these particular two areas or this particular two districts are directly having a good hold of the limestone components? Because we know that we have got two hill districts. That is the Dima Hasao, which falls under the North Kachar Hills, as well as the Karbi Anglong. Okay, so we have got a plenty amount of hills which has concentration or which has high concentration or which have the high quality of this limestone deposits. Okay, so we can see that the limestone found in this region is mostly organic and which is originated from the shell in those particular areas. Okay, whole shells, they directly releases the carbon. Okay, and they directly forms the carbon component. Okay, so when they forms the carbonate component, we can see that this particular areas and this particular area's hills has got a huge concentration of carbon and thereby forming the calcium carbonate. That is the form of the limestone. Okay. So therefore, we can see that in this particular area of Karbi Anglong as well as, or if I am directly precisely going with the particular name of Gorampani as well as Koliajan, we in Assam has got some around 280 million tons of what? Limestone reserves. We have got around 280 million tons of limestone reserves. Okay, and we can see that these reserves are very much as compared to any of the other states in our country. Okay, as compared to our state. Okay, so therefore, This particular limestone, which is a very raw material in cement industries, and also it is used as a flux in the iron and steel production. Okay, it is also used as a raw material in chemical industries. It is also used for whitewashing of the buildings. Okay, আমি যেটো কম plaster of Paris. Okay, তোমালোকে কেতিয়াবা আজিকালি বাৰু পুটি মাৰে, পুটিটো লাইমস্টোন থাকে, I am not telling, but nearly you can see that this plaster of Paris is a very important component of what, and here the raw material much needed is the limestone. আমি নিজৰ wall বিলাকত plaster of Paris মাৰো. Okay, the white color component. This white color component is what? This is particularly relating to the limestone because it directly uses the limestone as a raw material. And this plaster of Paris is directly used for whitewashing of our buildings, our walls. Okay, and even the chalk. Okay, আমি যে blackboardত আগতে স্কুলত থাকোতে আমি teachers as chalk use কৰে. What is this chalk? This is limestone. Okay, to write on the blackboard. So because of its very component, okay, because of its very useful component, we directly use this limestone as a very raw material in every type of industries, be it chemical, be it limestone industry, be it cement industry, okay, be it any type of painting industries, etc. Okay. So this limestone is a very important, and we know that the limestone present in Assam is of superior quality. Okay, যেনেকৈ আমি কওঁ যে মেঘালয়ত আমি যেটো anthracite coal পাওঁ, this is of the superior quality. Andhra Pradeshত আমি যেটো anthracite coal পাওঁ, it is of the superior quality. Similarly, if you compare Assam's limestone with the other states in our country, we can see that Assam limestone will be placed under the superior quality status. We have got the top quality, that is the A1 grade quality with associated with this limestone. Okay, so we have got an increased amount of limestone. Okay, and therefore we can see this getting used in various number as a raw material in various factories, be it the Bokajan cement factory, okay, be it the particular limestone is used in the extracted from the Koliajan reserve, okay, be it can be used in various types of other chemical industries, okay, be it for any type of chalk making industries. So everywhere this limestone is directly used as a raw material, and which is directly giving an edge to Assam in form of economical geography. Okay. If I directly next comes to the sillimanite, Sillimanite, sillimanite. This is also an important mineral associated with our very state, the sillimanite. Okay, the sillimanite, what we can find is a very valuable mineral, and it can be found. The 90% of the reserves of the sillimanite can be found in the Karbi Anglong district only. Okay, in some portion, supposedly the 10% remaining can be found in the Nagaon district. And where can you find this particular sillimanite in Nagaon district? You can find in the area which is particularly in falling under the rain shadow area. That is the line between Hosai, Lamding, and all such things. You can find in this particular area. Okay, so this particular sillimanite, okay, which is used for the refractory materials, okay, the sparking plugs for automobiles as well as in glass industries. Okay, যেতিয়া আমাৰ spark plug হয় automobiles বিলাকত, when we directly go with a particular type of starting mechanism, okay, মই in layman's language বুজাইছো, whenever we are kick starting, okay, so and whenever we are self starting, so two conditions directly occurs. So whenever we are directly self starting, we need a particular ignition mechanism to directly get that particular spark to start the engine. This particular spark will be directly been associated with this particular sillimanite. Whenever the particular electric current directly goes with a touch relative structure whenever you are kick-starting and whenever you are self-starting. So, whenever you are self-starting, so the current, when you directly press the button of self-start, whenever the current, upon pressing, the current flows on to the main engine. So, this spark plug will generate a particular spark and it will kick off the very engine. So, this particular material where the current goes and directly creates some form of pressure. So, at that point of time, this sillimanite material is the material which is directly getting that type of ignition. So, this sillimanite material is directly helping the refractory materials, okay, the particular sparking plugs for the automobiles, as well as it can be also be used in the glass industry. Okay, glass industry can use kore the particular laser cuttings of this type of glass. Okay, suppose that a glass to ami, for example, this is a particular type of glass, but we want to make this glass in a shape something like this. Okay, so we have to cut this particular thing in equal size with proper marks. So in this particular type of works, this sillimanite material is used, okay, to be used in some type of cutters. Cutters be like jibla cutters jadi ami ebla katim. This particular cutters will be using such type of sillimanite materials. Okay, and you can see that this sillimanite material of Assam is formed in various types of massive rocks. Okay, enekwa nohoy ki sillimanite is freely available. Tumi goisa directly sillimanite eneka tukura pori ase and you directly picked up the sillimanites from this particular areas. It is not something like this. Sillimanites are directly found inside the very large stones. Supposedly ekhon dangor pahar hoy. এই পাহাৰখনত বহুত কিটা ষ্টোন থাকিব, ডাঙৰ ডাঙৰ ষ্টোন থাকিব। এই ষ্টোনছ বিলাকৰ মাজে মাজে ভিতৰে ভিতৰে কোট থাকে দিস পাৰ্টিকুলাৰ sillimanite আছে এণ্ড দিস ইজ পাৰ্টিকুলাৰলি দ্য হাৰ্ডেষ্ট মেটেৰিয়েল, বহুত হাৰ্ড হয় মেটেৰিয়েলটো। ওকে, so this Assam sillimanite is in the form of massive rocks from which the cubes can be sawn from direct use in furnaces. এই জেগা এই পাথৰবিলাক আমি কাটি আনি পেলাই we directly press because we have got such type of expertise. Okay, we have got such number of engineering goods. আমি ইয়াত টেষ্ট কৰি চাওঁ যে ইয়াত sillimanite আছে নাই। যেতিয়া দেখিছোঁ আছে, আমি এই গোটেই পাথৰটো উঠাই আনো, আমি পাথৰটো ভাঙি দিওঁ, তাত ভাঙি দিলে কি হ'ব? The sillimanite might get destroyed. We used the furnaces to directly extract the sillimanite out of such type of big rocks. Okay, even you can see that this particular sillimanite you have seen supposedly তোমালোকে কেতিয়াবা চাগে ডাম্পাৰ্ছ বিলাক দেখা, ডাম্পাৰ্ছ বিলাকত ডাঙৰ ডাঙৰ পাথৰ লৈ যোৱা দেখা। Okay, ডাঙৰ ডাঙৰ পাথৰ লৈ যোৱা, but you have never thought that this dangar pathors, this dangar stones, this dangar pebbles which the particular dumpers are carrying in the roadsides, these are carrying some hidden forms of sillimanite inside it. Eblakok goi pela furnace goi pela ki koribo? Breakdown koribo. Breakdown korar pisot upon heating in the furnaces, the sillimanites are extracted out of this particular type of stones. Okay, and sillimanite bag enuka nohoy enuka dangar pathor nisna. Okay, sillimanite is a very small crystals, cubes type or hoy, enuka cubes type or hoy. এনেকুৱা টাইপৰ কিউবছ টাইপৰ হয়। চেনি যেটো আমি চেনি খাওঁ, সুগাৰ। ওকে, so this particular small crystals you can find about this particular sillimanite, okay, which are extracted out from the furnaces upon heating, okay, upon breaking, upon bursting of this particular rocks. And one rock যেটা আমাৰ rocks দেখো যিবিলাক ডাম্পাৰ্ছ বিলাকে ক্যাৰি কৰে, this particular rocks can weigh around 300 tons. So just think of the very weight of this particular type of rocks. So these rocks can weigh up to 300 tons. And from this, out of these furnaces, we directly extract what? We directly extract the very important material or the very valuable material of Assam, which is directly known as the sillimanite. Okay, so this sillimanite is generally focused in Karbi Anglong. Generally, I say that it is directly found in Karbi Anglong only. Okay, Karbi Anglong or keteman jaga ase. Okay, if you want to write, you can write this. It is known as Chipi Langso. Then Samelangsu, then Ingti is a popular title in Karbi. Okay, then Chelangsu and Amtereng. Okay, these are all in Karbi Anglong district. Okay, so this particular areas has got a huge deposits of the very valuable mineral of Assam, which is known as sillimanite. Okay, sillimanite. Okay. this very type of minerals which I have directly said, okay, these are the major minerals. Okay, these are the major minerals which are found in plenty in Assam. Okay, I am telling it's in plenty in Assam. Jiman khini ami minerals or kotha palo, these are in plenty in Assam. Okay, and they are being exported to some of the other states of our country. Understood? Ekhini jega ekhini jikini ami minerals or kotha kolu, ekhini karone ami import nokolu. We do not import it from the other states. We have self-reliance. We have self-sufficient on this particular type of minerals which I have discussed just now. Understood? Okay. Coming to some of the other minerals which are found not in plenty but in scarce resources in Assam. Okay. The first one is the fire clay. Okay. The first one is the fire clay. This fire clay are occurring near to the Makum coalfields. Makum coalfields. Okay. And you can see these are prepared by the fire bricks as well as refractories from this clays for their own requirements. Okay. This fire clays. These are amar to ki koi generally ami ita bonabole ita jitu ko ami bricks. Okay. A bricks bonabole this fire clay is very much essential. Okay, jitu ami ko dangor eneka thakibo sabas dangor ita bhata thake. Even if you are going towards Upper Assam, Sonapur dekhiba. Even if you are going towards Morigaon district, you can find in Morigaon. Okay, so you can find near Chandrapur area. Okay, so you can find this type of ita bhatas which directly uses this type of fireplace, and these are purely in scarce resources in our country. Okay, amatat ita tumaluke, do you know any of the ita bhatas which are very popular throughout our country? No, we do not have. Ami ita bhata jikita ami dekhu, these are not so popular. Okay, our bricks are not so popular that amar bricks bilak import hoy outer state chole. No, you cannot find the very brick that is found in Assam in some of the other states of our country. Bahir abroad to moi bade disu. Even you cannot find in our own country. Even you cannot find in our respective nearest states. Be it Arunachal, be it Meghalaya, tatei nabwa. Because we can see that we have got a less resources of this type of fireplace. Therefore, we use it for our own production. Okay, and these fireclays are generally used to prepare such type of bricks. Okay, such particular type of the fire bricks. Okay, heblak koribole amar importantly fireclays to torkari hoy. Okay, this is the known as the fireclay. Another one is the potter's clay. Okay. Clay is a general form of mati, jitu ami Assamit ko mati boli. Okay, the potter's clay. These potter's clay are generally collected from the alluvial tract of the Brahmaputra river. Okay, it is directly the alluvial of the state, and therefore it is found in abundance because we have got ami jodi Assam khon sao. Okay, if I am directly going with this Assam, the river Brahmaputra flow rises and we have got a lot number of tributaries from the north as well as the south. So we have got a huge tract of what? We have got a huge tract of the alluvial soil. And therefore, these potter's clays are in abundance. But this is too much of abundance that we can use only for our own purpose. We cannot directly export this very item. Okay, amar yat majority nahi. We have got because this potter's clay or this very alluvial soil tracts clay amar India alluvial soil or akal nai. Okay, we have got huge rivers, we have got perennial rivers, we have got many rivers as compared to some of the other countries of the world. So therefore we have got lot number of alluvial tracts. Okay, so sobore alluvial tracts or quality ro olop nohoy olop belek hoy. So therefore we have whatever we have got something special, and that is abundance for our respective state. Okay, so this particular potter's clay provides employment opportunities to a large number of persons who are directly activated or who is directly allocated towards such type of pottery activities. Amar tat pottery bahut famous hai. Okay, ami ghore ghore tap rakhi bhal pao. Okay, but in various other regions you cannot find such type of clay taps. Okay, the clay pots. Tate tumi ki paba? Plastic pots paba. But in Assam we can see we are very fond of such type of clay pots. Okay, ami ghorot bhalke sajabole ami dangor clay pots use koribo paru. Okay, ami tekeli use koru. Okay, then ami bahut dhoronor like bostu use koru with respective to this particular type of clay products. We generally use various number of clay products, and this is very much popular among our culture also. Okay, even the ghoti and all these particular things, they are also used for some form of clay. Okay, ami saki jot jolao, saki bonti jot jolao, these are also form of some form of clay. Okay, so we are very fond of clay, and the particular type of clay, that is the potter's clay, which is available in abundance in our state. Okay, amar state or karne ekhini abundant hoise. We cannot directly export because this potter's clay is directly forming an integral part of our culture of our particular state. Okay, so therefore this particular potter's clay is very much essential in our particular respective state. Okay, if I comes to the next one, that is if I'm directly going with some form of gypsum. Okay, gypsum as well as mica. Okay, these are particularly fine in very less quantities, gypsum and mica. Okay, gypsum and mica बहुत less quantities পোৱা যায়. Gypsum generally you can find in the Karbi Hill actually. Okay, the Dima Hasao Hill. Okay, then we can find some form in the Badarpur district of the Kachar. Badarpurot আমি অকমান পোৱা যায়. Okay, that is near to the Haflong area. Okay, generally in the hilly areas you can find this type of gypsum. And if I'm directly going with mica, okay, mica we can find generally in the Gwalpara district. Okay, Gwalpara district all of mica to amar পোৱা যায়. Okay, which is directly, because we know that the Gwalpara district directly adjoins with the Garo Hills of the Meghalaya. Okay, so whenever these Garo Hills are directly coming on and it's adjoining with the particular Assam, that is the Gwalpara district, we can find some form of this particular mica deposits. And junto amar mica পোৱা যায় in Gwalpara district, there is a particular hill, okay, which is very famous for mica in Gwalpara district. This particular hill, keteba important hoy mo koi diu, okay, keteba directly because our things are getting smarter, our even the questions are getting smarter. So therefore ami okman bhitor tu jabo lagibo. So this particular hill is known as Holamara Hill, Holamara. In this particular Holamara Hill of Gwalpara district, we can find some traces of mica. They are not so much in plenty, but actually we can find the ingredients of mica in this particular area of Gwalpara district adjoining the Holamara Hill. Okay, so this is all with the gypsum as well as mica. If I am directly going with the gold, okay, if I am directly going with gold, see, the gold, the presence of gold is in small traces. Okay, the presence of gold can be found in small traces in 3 rivers or 3 tributaries of the river Brahmaputra. Okay, the main tributaries. One is the Subansiri. Okay, one is the Dibang, and one is the Dikra. In this particular 3 rivers, you can find the traces of what? You can find the traces of gold. The gold is an important mineral in this particular rivers, and you can find some small traces of gold in this particular rivers. Okay, see, during the time of the Ahums, okay, or during the time of medieval India, I am telling, আমি যে এটা টাইটেল আছে আমাৰ অসমীয়াত, okay, in our very Assamese, the Sonowals. Okay, the Sonowals. Who are these particular Sonowals? Hun. In Assamese, the gold is called as Hun. So these peoples who are now called as Sonowals, they were actually the collectors or the extractors of gold from this particular 3 rivers. Okay, there are also some of the other rivers. Okay, ekhini jikhini tahator tributaries khini thake tahato to okon poa jay, but generally these are the main superior rivers where the golds are found in maximum quantity. Okay, so this particular Sonowals, okay, they were actually the collectors of gold or the extractors of gold from this particular areas. Aru tar pore tahator naam ki hoy gol? Sonowals hoy gol. Okay, Sonowals. Even Sarbananda Sonowal, our ex-chief minister, okay, now the Ayush Ministry Minister, Cabinet Minister, okay, Ministry of Shipping Minister. So these people, okay, they were actually the collectors of gold from this particular rivers, because we can see that Assam has got some of the deposits of this particular gold in this particular rivers. So you can ask me the question that, sir, if Assam has got the gold deposits, so why we have still got a scarcity of gold in our state? Why we are particularly importing the particular gold from other states, or where we are directly importing the gold from other countries? Because see, the extraction from this particular rivers is very much of cumbersome. Okay, generally, for example, shale gas to US of poa goise. Okay, but to extract the shale gas from the very rocks in the US is very much of cumbersome. Similarly, in our country, okay, যেনেকৈ আমি কোলাৰ গোল্ড ফিল্ডছ অ'কে দেটছ দ্য KGF কোলাৰ গোল্ড ফিল্ডছ কোলাৰ গোল্ড মাইনছ অ'কে য'ত আমি গোল্ড আমি এবাণ্ডেণ্ট পাওঁ ইন কৰ্ণাটকা তাত যিটো ফৰ্মত আমি গোল্ডটো ডাইৰেক্টলি পাই যাওঁ তাত যিটো ফৰ্মত আমি ডাইৰেক্টলি এক্সট্ৰেক্ট কৰিব পাৰোঁ আমি ইয়াত সেইটো এক ফৰ্মত এক্সট্ৰেক্ট কৰিব নোৱাৰোঁ বিকজ দে আৰ হিডেন ইনচাইড অৰ ডিপ বিনিথ দ্য ক্ৰাষ্ট okay inside this particular rivers so the extraction process or the extraction methodology is hugely cumbersome and it requires huge number of technology huge number of financial allocations to extract this particular gold from this particular areas so tatke hosta amar ki pori jay tatke hosta amar import korat pori jay okay if I am directly importing the gold from some other countries that is as of now is way economical as being extracted from such particular rivers আৰু হেতু কাৰণে না আমি সুবানচিৰিত দেখিছো না আমি দিবাংগত দেখিছো না আমি ডিক্ৰাংগত দেখিছো কোনো ধৰণৰ গোল্ড এক্সট্ৰাকচনৰ একো প্ৰসেস বা একো মেথডলজি বা একো টেকনলজি বা একো এক্সট্ৰাকচন ইন্ডাষ্ট্ৰি তাত নাই because it is very cumbersome it uses not many number of economical resources there needs to be a well number of financial allocations for such and হেতু কাৰণে আমাৰ ইমান খিনি না টেকনলজি আছে না এক্সপাৰ্টাইজ আছে না আমাৰ ওচৰত ইমান পইচা আছে so hetu karne we directly see that since the extraction for example ekhini karne extraction lagibole amar 100 taka lage but ami import kori asu 50 taka so obviously which is very much wiser as of now obviously it is 50 so therefore we are importing gold as of now instead of extracting the gold out from this particular rivers because this particular rivers extraction needs huge expertise huge technology intervention huge financial allocations but still we as a UPSC candidate, we as a APSC candidate, we as a civil servant candidate, we should know that what are the particular resources that may be plenty in Assam and which can be extracted in the near time. Understood? So this is directly associated with the gold. If I am directly going with the very last important mineral, that is the iron ore. Okay, jodi moi iron ore boli kowa jao. See, the iron ore, which we can see that it's an important mineral okay with associate to each and every iron and steel products okay so this iron ore is a very important component okay and we can see that even various traces of iron ore can be found in Assam and it can be found specifically the iron ore can be found more in lower Assam as compared to what as compared to the upper Assam portion okay the iron ore which we find in our state, it is generally near to the Dhubri district. Okay, it is generally near to the Dhubri district, and here also one very famous hill is very much associated with respective to the iron ore. It is directly known as the Chandardinga Hills. Probably you have heard this particular hill. Okay, Chandardinga Hill. This Chandardinga Hill, okay, it is directly adjoining the Bongaigaon district as well as the rest other districts. So, in the very hills, the Chandardinga Hills can be directly be told is in the Bongaigaon district. As well as in Dhubri, we have got one another hill which is known near to the or which is close to Bilasipara area. Okay, Bilasipara, Bilasipara, Bilasipara. Okay. So, Bilasipara area of the Dhubri district as well as Chandardinga Hills of the Bongaigaon district, we can find a huge proportion of iron ore in our particular state. Okay, it's a huge proportion. In Uta Jagat, ami iron ore, bahut like abundantly, we can directly use it or we can directly find the various reserves. Okay, so this iron ore, okay, even you can find in some portion. A common portion ami Kamrup near to the Kamrup rural area. Okay, Kamrup rural area to common we can directly find some form of this particular area and the area in this Kamrup rural area it's known as Hahim 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 buli eta area ase in Kamrup rural okay so this can also be found in this particular area okay Gwalpara to olop iron ore poa jay he iron ore poa area Gwalpara naam to hol Malanga this is in Gwalpara district. Okay, and Hahim to Korase, it is in Karup. Okay, Bilasipara Court, Dhubri, and this Chandardinga Hills in Bongaigaon. Okay, Bongaigaon that is near to the Abhaipuri area. Abhaipuri Bileta Jega ase tate aram se this particular type of things can be found. Okay, so in this particular amar jitu area amar jitu Ohomor jitu iron ore hoy, this particular iron ore has got some of the reddish quality, okay, which is directly assumes to be the best quality. Okay, and in this particular reddish quality jitu amar reddish quality hoy, okay, hetu amar yat poa jay, and it contains some of the 70% of metallic content. Okay, this is 70% of the metallic content, and the system or the particular reddish color jitu ami iron ore poa jay yat, this directly is adjacent, which is found in the Dharwar and Kuddappa geography table ke tumaloge pohise sage. Okay, Kuddappa rock system of peninsular India. Okay, this amar jitu yat poa jay hetu tumaloge kot paba Dharwar area and Kuddappa rock system area of the peninsular India. Okay, which is directly adjoining some of the Orissa, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Andhra Pradesh, ekhin jagah amar poa jay. Okay, because this is the best quality of iron ore that can be found, but we have a very less concentration of iron ore in this particular Assam state. Okay, amar sobotke beshi amar kon phale poa jay, generally in this particular eastern belt. Okay, this particular area where we can find some portion of iron ore, this is just an extension of the peninsular India. Okay, aru hetu karone ami poa jay. Okay, but jodi ami iron ore, because we can see there are various types of iron ore. Okay, the types of iron ore, okay, tumalke jana na jana still mo koi diu. Okay, we have got various types of iron ore. One is the hematite. Okay, one is the magnetite. Okay, another is the limonite. Okay, then we have got siderite. Okay, these are the 4 types of iron ore that we can find in our country. Okay, this is the main type. Okay, generally you can find that in this particular hematite, okay, here we can got 70% of the metallic content. Okay, then ami generally tolot ahi joa loge loge amar metallic content to komi jay. Generally in magnetite we can find 60 to 70% of the metallic content. Then limonite we can find 40 to 60%. Okay, then in siderite it is less than 40% metallic content. So teneke metallic content to komi hai, but we can find generally in our state we can find the maximum number of hematite material, that is which has got a huge number of metallic quantity. Okay, that is in the hematite one. Okay. So therefore we can see that in Assam also this particular concentration of found. Okay, but generally if I am directly going with the reserves, okay, generally amar Orissa sobotke beshi this particular iron ore reserves has. Okay, Orissa directly concentrates some around 33% of the total iron ore produced in our country. 33% of all Orissa area. So Orissa had got 33% of the iron ore reserves in our country. Okay, so therefore we can see that this particular iron ore, okay, and Orissa jitu amar bahut important location hoy, this is directly known as the Barabil Koira Valley. Extra information, okay, if you want to avoid you can avoid, but just an extra information I am giving you. Kobar likhi thole likhi dobo para, bahut important hoy jay ketiba. Okay, so the ores, in this particular ore we can find the maximum concentration of hematites, because we know that Orissa supplies us with the 33% of the iron ore in our country. Okay, aru etu ami kot pau in the Barabil Koira Valley, BARABILKOIRA, Barabil Koira Valley. Okay, so ami ekhin jagat ami poa jay. Okay, aru Chhattisgarh era mine ase which is known as the Bailadila mine. Okay, then we can find Dalirajara mine. Okay, so it's all particularly, and in Jharkhand also one ki naam asile Jharkhand amar ase Nomandi mines boli ase. Okay, that is in the Singhbhum district, which is a huge, where we can find a lot number of resources, where we can find a lot number of minerals, that is known as the Noamandi. Okay, then in Karnataka we can find in Chikmagalur area, we can find in Hospet area of the Bellary. Okay, then in various other states we can find in Maharashtra ami okon pawa jay. Okay, Rajasthan olop solop pawa jay. Rajasthan is some Alwar, Bikaner, okay, Bundi, Sikar, all these particular areas we can find some form of this particular iron ore deposits. But amar kot pai I have directly cleared out in this particular areas. Dhubri, that is in the Bilasipara area, then Chandradinga Hills in the Bongaigaon area, then Hahim in the Kamrup rural area. Okay, and Malanga in the Gwalpara district area. So in this particular 4 areas we can find some form of iron ore deposits which is generally of the superior quality, which is directly of the 70% and more metallic content, which is directly going with the hematite. Okay, so these are the type of the economic geography or the economic resources that we can find in our particular state. Okay, With respective to some other, we can even find quartz and feldspar also. Okay, but quartz and feldspar is the minimum. Ebla question keteo porikhat naheo because they are found ekdam minimum, some around 0.001% quartz and feldspar. But since ase, hekane mon naam dipo. Quartz and feldspar are also found in Assam, and this quartz and feldspar are also found in some of the areas of Hahim in Kamrup. Okay, and also ata jaga ase Gwalparat, which is known as Ponchoratna. Ponchoratna. This is in Gwalpara district. Okay, so yateo ami ki pao quartz as well as feldspar. But এটা একদম minimum. আৰু এটা কত পাও বুলি কলো Hahim. Okay, so এই দুটা এৰিয়াত আমি কি পাও অলপ সলপ quartz and feldspar পোৱা যায়. Okay, so these are the areas where you can find a huge concentration of such type of minerals that is abundantly found in our country, in our particular, which is abundantly found in our country, but it is very much lessly found, or it is in very much less concentration with compared to our particular state. Okay, so it is the moi kisuman thermal power plants or kotha ko. If I am directly going with the power resources of Assam. Okay, if I am directly going with the power resources of Assam. Okay, the power resources. See, power is one of the most important infrastructural elements for the economic development of a region. That you also assume. Okay, without power, can you directly imagine making your daily livelihood? You cannot imagine. Okay, so the power is thereby told as the most important infrastructural element for economic development of a region. Without power, we cannot even think, we cannot even imagine the development or the particular rapid move of this particular area. We know that we have got some of the traditional sources which is still we are using to directly generate power, be it the coal, be it the petroleum, be it the natural gas, be it the running water, okay, which receives power in electricity. So Assam has almost all the sources, but development of the power in the region is one of the lowest. Assam otat ki nai. Assam has got everything. Coal ase, petroleum ase, natural gas ase, running water ase, eta perennial river ase ekhon. Okay, we have got thousands of tributaries, but still Assam is lack of the power. Ami etiao kar pa power kini asu, Bhutan pa power kini asu, Arunachal pa power kini asu. Okay, so the concentration amak jiman khini concentration lage, amak for example ami 30% are produce kori asu. Rest 70% we are buying it either from a neighboring country or either from a neighboring state, where the power consumption or the density of the power consumption is very less. At the Arunachal, power density of the power consumption is very less as compared to Assam. So therefore, we are buying it from other. But since Assam has got all the natural resources, but still we are lacking amongst the particular states which has got some of the lesser concentration of power in their livelihoods. Okay, even we can see that whatever the coal we have got, it has got a high proportion of sulfur. It has got some high proportions of phosphorus and some other impurities also. Okay, so whenever we are buying, this particular, whenever we are burning coal, then obviously we are also adding to the woes of the climates. Okay, so the climate is also getting affected just because we are directly extracting the power from the burning of the coal. So whenever this particular type of coal is burned, relative to Assam, because this Assam coal is a form of bituminous coal. It has got high sulfur content, high phosphorus content. We have got a less concentration of carbon. So at this present instant of time, when this particular region has got some of the abundant coal resources, where this concentration, where this particular area has got some of the abundant natural gases, some of the good crude oil, but still due to the dearth of huge capital, due to the dearth of some of the technical know-hows, we have so far hindered power generation from natural gas in Assam. Look at Israel. Okay, they have directly generated power from the natural gas. How they are directly generating power from natural gas? We do not have such expertise. Why we do not have such expertise? Okay, being such a huge country, being such a country with brilliant minds, we could have directly invested in this particular sector. But we have much focused more on importing current from the neighboring countries. But still, if we have got so many number of natural resources associated to directly get out from this very trap of power So we should have used and properly utilized the particular natural gas as well as the other natural resources that is available plenty in Assam. So far hydroelectricity is concerned in the region, which are rich in water resources, we can see that to construct the dams and barrages are some of the stumbling blocks in generating hydroelectricity. Okay, the region is, however, extremely rich in hydroelectricity power potential, but the total potential of the region accounts for almost 30% of the whole of the country. What I have told you, that we generate only some of the 30% of the electricity, that is amounting to some around 40,000 megawatts. But our concentration is very basic. We are directly going with some of the, we need at least some of the 100-120 megawatts of electricity. But we are generating what? We are generating some around 40,000 megawatt, which is around to 30% of the total consumption of the total country. Okay, we have got various rivers also. We have got a huge perennial river, be it Brahmaputra. We have got Barak. Okay, we have got the particular various rivers, be it the Subansiri, that is the large tributaries, the Ronganodi, Dikrong, Jiaborali, Pagladia, Manas, and every rivers we have got. What rivers? We have got various number of tributaries, be it the Disang, Dikho, Buridihing, Nodihing, okay, Dhonkhiri, Kopili, Digaru, Kulsi, Kishnai, and even in the southern bank, we can also generate electricity. Be it with the various number of south tributaries of the river Brahmaputra. But still, we have got less expertise in managing such number of hydroelectricity resources. Okay, so even after the huge number of times, hardly we have some around 7 to 8 number of thermal power projects. Actually, it should have amount to 10 cross. We do not have at least some around 10 hydroelectricity power projects. And kisuman dams ba ami hydroelectricity power plant bonaleu ki hobo, out of the floods, they are totally destructed. Okay, so if I am directly assuming, okay, you can directly jot it down, that we have got some of the thermal power plants. Okay, that is the number 1 is the Namrup thermal power plant. Then number 2, we have got the Chandrapur thermal power plant, that is in Guwahati. Okay, then in third we can get about a Lakwa, which is in Sibsagar. Okay, then we can go with the Bongaigaon. Okay, Bongaigaon too, that is a thermal power plant. Okay, that is at a place known as Salekati in Bongaigaon. Okay, in 5 we can go with the Borgalai. Okay, Borgalai, that is in Margherita. Okay, that is in Margherita. That is in number 6 we can go with the Kethalguri thermal power project. Okay, that is directly near to the Duliajan oil town. Okay, this is a particular project that we have directly associated with the Japanese collaboration. Japan logot ami collaborate kori pelai etu ami project start korisilu. Okay, then we could go with the Geleki. Okay, Geleki thermal power. Then we can go with the Amguri, that is in Sibsagar. Okay, so ekita amar kor ase, ekita actually amar ase Brahmaputra valley. Okay, if I am directly going with the Barak valley, jodi mo Barak valley jao, Barak valley to sabo gole, at least we have got 2 thermal power projects. One is the Adamtila, that is in Karimganj district. Adamtila, that is in Karimganj district. Okay, Karimganj district, Adamtila. Okay, aru eta ase Baskandi, that is in Kachar district. Okay, Arata he ase, but it has not been completed. That is directly made by the ONGC. ONGC at a collaborate kori ase. Okay, that is coming up in Silchar. Okay, that is coming up in the Silchar. This is directly known as the Chiru Kandi project. Chirukandi project. CHIRUKANDI. Chirukandi project. Okay, so these are the particular types of thermal power plants. Okay, that is directly coming up with the very necessity to directly come up with the power generation in our state, because we know that out of the total consumption, we as a state are only making some of the 30% of electricity for the consumption of the state. The rest 70% are either being brought from some of the neighboring states or from the neighboring country of Bhutan. But generally, we consider that 50% of the remaining electricity, what we are consuming as of today in Assam, are coming from the Bhutan. Okay, are coming directly from Bhutan. Okay, and rest other is coming from Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. So the necessity of this setting up of power generating units that is based on some of the non-conventional sources of energy has often been felt throughout the country in view of the limited resources of conventional energy sources of coal and oil and very high cost of establishment of these hydroelectricity stations. But Assam is trying to utilize the gobar gas, okay, the wind or actually the solar energy to generate electricity, especially in the less accessible hilly areas. And therefore, there are various efforts that has to be made to harness wind energy to produce power. Okay, because Assam, we know that Assam is directly fed up, or not fed up, it's like Assam is directly fed or is directly fetched with a huge concentration of sunlight. Okay, Aji dinor bhagote, I don't know how many have you directly encountered the hotness of today's day, that you can find that Aji amar jimankhini road dile, the temperature that I felt today, I think that মোৰ চাগে গোটেই সপ্তাহটোৰ কাৰণে কাৰেণ্টৰ লাইক পাৱাৰ জেনেৰেশ্যন মোৰ গোটেই সপ্তাহটোৰ কাৰণে হৈ যাব. The current or the power that I uses in my home, okay, if I accumulate the solar energy or the particular energy that is coming from the sun only today, that if I would have got a particular element or a particular technology to directly capture such type of things, I could have directly, in my perspective, মই ভাবিছোঁ যে মোৰ চাগে গোটেই সপ্তাহটোৱে চলি গ'ল তেন আজি যিমানখিনি ৰ'দ মাৰিছে আজি. At least in Guwahati, I'm not telling about the other states, other regions, I don't know about other regions, but actually I'm telling about in Guwahati. Okay, Guwahati they know garam to basi because of the high number of buildings, because of the high pollution, okay, because of every type of factories and production, every type of vehicle movements and all these things, okay. So Guwahati obviously temperature to hoda basi thake as compared to other areas in and around Guwahati. So the concentration of heat or the concentration of temperature as of today, if I am directly considering that, I can feel that I could run the whole week by even not directly switching on the lights from directly, which is directly generating out from the transformers. Okay, imankhini road this. So Assam directly, if it's once, can utilize the solar energy that is directly in this very state. Okay, so Assam is trying to utilize even the gobar gas. Okay, they are directly utilizing the wind as well as the solar energy to generate the electricity, especially in the less accessible hilly areas. So in this particular hilly areas, obviously it is not affordable or it is not particularly easy to directly transport the high heavy duty lines. Okay, so therefore we are directly thinking that we should directly go with some type of technology, be it particularly the wind technology, be it particularly the solar technology, so that we could directly connect every villages in our country, every rural households in our country with a proper power generation mechanism. Okay, so therefore we can see that the efforts are also on the way to convert this type of particular conventional energy to heat energy and to generate from solar energy, especially for those places which are at least in the remote areas in this particular area of Assam. So with this particular allocations, we could directly achieve the aim of 100% electrification, okay, not in book but actually in reality. Okay, etia amar jeto 100% electrification whole, that is in pen and paper, but we want to achieve this in reality, in practicality. If we want to achieve this, we need to set up various number of technology or with various number of panels for trapping the solar energy, which is ultimately converting the solar energy into heat energy, which is directly making the rotor move to produce the very number of current or power what we need for our daily livelihoods. Okay, so this is all with respective to the power resources or to the very economical resources or with respective to the economical geography of Assam. Okay, so this is the very process through which we could directly achieve the very mandate of utilizing the various resources, okay, through a practical overview in reality. Okay, understood? Do you have any questions you can ask me associated with economic geography? Okay, Pallab, ঘামি গলা ৰঙা চিঙা হয় বঢ়িয়া
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, a project কেইটা নাম কি কৈছিলে sir? Natural gasৰ নাহৰকটীয়া দুটা project নাম কৈছিলে sir.
Natural gas.
হয় sir.
This one Namrup fertilizer, Namrup thermal power project. This Namrup, and another one is the side I think I have told about
Sir,
this one.
নাহৰকটীয়া কৈছিলে sir এটা.
The one Naharkotia, yes, that one.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, no questions? Okay, fine. ইমান ভালকৈ বুজিলে কেনেকৈ হ'ব অলপ কুৱেশ্যন চেশ্যন কৰিবা কেতিয়াবা মোৰে ডাউট আহি যায় নহয় what I have speak and I don't know what I am telling or not. Okay, fine. Anyways, মোৰে ভাল questions নকৰিলে so that I can move forward with the syllabus then. Okay, so I'm done with the human geography. Okay, fine, I'll do it later. Natural calamities, biodiversity in Assam, animal diversity whole. Okay. Acha, did I give the reserve forest name yesterday? আমি মইতো এলিফেণ্ট ৰিজাৰ্ভছ সব ডিষ্ট্ৰিক্ট নেম এইবিলাক ক'লোঁ ৱাইল্ড লাইফ চেঞ্চুৰীজ ক'লোঁ নেশ্যনেল পাৰ্কছ ক'লোঁ okay biosphere reserves ক'লোঁ world heritage sites ক'লোঁ have I given the names of the reserve forest Utapani reserve forest Rangara reserve forest all these things have I given please reply with me yes or no no okay fine please do write important forest reserves of Assam 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 okay number 1 Garbhanga forest Garbhanga forest Ultapani reserve forest Ultapani reserve forest Mahakali reserve forest Shankar Ghola Forest Reserve, Shankar Ghola Forest Reserve, Singla Forest Reserve, Singla, Badshah Tila Forest Reserve, Ranga Forest Reserve, Ranga Forest Reserve, Nauduar Reserve Forest, Nauduar Reserve Forest, NA-DUAR, Nauduar. Huzai Reserve Forest, North Kachar Reserve Forest, okay. Then Upper Jiri, L लिखित लो JIRI, Upper Jiri Reserve Forest and Lower Jiri. Barak Reserve Forest, Sonai Reserve Forest, Inner Line Reserve Forest, Inner Line Reserve Forest, Kathakal Reserve Forest, and Longai Reserve Forest. Okay, Garbhanga, Ulta Pani, Mahakali, Shankar Ghola, Singla, Bachchatila, Ranga, Nodwar, Hosai, Nord Kachar, Upper Jiri, Lower Jiri, Barak, Sonai, Inner Line, Kathakal, and lastly Longai. Lastly, Longai. Okay, so whenever you are writing all such things, okay, so I'm just giving you a homework over here now. Okay, so just go today and find each and every reserve forest where it is particularly located. Where it is located. Okay, the respective district. Bus district khono naam to muk lage. Okay, in which all these particular reserve forests are directly lying. So in this particular district, jimankhini districts ase, so here district gikhono kotha you have to write and send it to me. Okay. Give me 2 minutes. Okay. Okay. Now I'll be going with the human geography part. Okay. And in this very human geography part, I will be going first with the population and major industries of Assam. Okay, population and major industries of Assam. You can hear me, right? Please, some of you please reply. You can hear me, right? Yes? Why or no? Yes, okay, fine. See, I'll be going next with, okay, the population and the major industries of Assam. See, when I directly go with the population, we should know that actually the population would have been done by 2021. Okay, population census, jitu amar population census ahe, every 10 years we do. So lastly, আমি 2011 কৰিছিলো, but 2021 আমাৰ population census কৰিব লাগিছিল. But since we are directly faced with this very pandemic in 2020, so we have directly postponed the population census as till 2023. Okay, so as of now, if every data we should at least go with the 2011 census. Okay, যেখিনি আমি population লম, okay, যেখিনি আমি male female, যেখিনি আমি sex ratio লম, okay, যেখিনি আমি literacy rate লম, okay, যেখিনি আমাৰ progress লম, that is to be compared alongside with the 2011 census. So as per the 2011 census, the total population of Assam, okay, as per the 2011 census, the total population of Assam was 312,05576. Okay, 312,05576. Okay, so ketiba etu directly hudi diye, directly eneka number hudibo pare, but generally it says that 3.12 crore ketiba eneka hudi diye. So you should basically remember this 312. Okay, this is the particular type of census that we can see with respective with 2011. In this 3.12 crore or 312,05576, we can see that the population is concentrated among two phases. That is, one is the male and another is the female. So যেতিয়া আমি male census যাওঁ, আমি male census গ'লে we will have alongside with the 2011 census, we have got 159,39,443 of male population. And if I'm directly going with the female, we will get that 1,52,66,133. So this is directly with the female population. Okay, so obviously we'll have we are having a less number of female population, and therefore the sex ratio is very much less as compared to some of the other states of our country. Okay, but at least far better with compared to states like Bihar as well as UP and everything. Okay, so yate amar female concentration to bele kom aru male population amar beshi ase. In this very period, or if I am directly going with the decadal growth rate, okay, decadal growth rate, then the decadal growth rate will be compared with 2001 obviously, কাৰণ আমাৰ last census 11 হৈছে. So এতিয়া আমি যদি decadal growth rate কৰিব যাওঁ, আমি 11 আৰু 2021 ৰ মাজত আমি decadal growth rate ওলাব যাম. But since this census has not been done, so we'll also go with the decadal growth rate of 2001 to 2011. During the time period of 2001 to 2011, we can see that the state population has increased by 17.07%. 17.07% population has increased from 2001 till 2011. So obviously, amar etia aru beshi hobo, because as compared to 2001 till 2011, now we have gotten high expertise of technology. Amar da technology bhal ase, amar da medical healthcare facilities bhal ase, amar da social programs bur bhal ase. So we have got every facilities as of now. So therefore, as compared to 2001 till 2011, we have got 17.07%. But as of now, since it may be variant, obviously it may vary, it may go around 27 to 30%. But we have to take this very data because the census has not yet done. So the decadal growth rate of 2001 to 2011 of Assam is 17.07% as compared to whole of India, which is 17.68%. If I am directly considering India, okol India jodi ami sabo jao, India amar 17.68% decadal growth rate asile from 2001 to 2011. But in Assam, we are directly facing with 17.07%. Okay. If I am directly going, this is what? This is decadal growth rate. Okay, this is number one, you can mark. Number two, if I am directly going with the density of population, density of population mane, it is how much people is residing per square kilometer. Janike ami ko that Kamrup metro has got the highest density of population, and which particular district has got the lowest density of population? It is Dima Hasao district. So similar way, if I'm directly going with the density of population in Assam, we can see that during 2001 census, 2001 যেতিয়া census কৰিছিলে তেতিয়া it was 340 persons per kilometer square. In 2001, the density of Assam was 340 person per square kilometer. Okay, which directly increased in 2011 to 398 persons per square kilometer. So 2001 or 2011 in this particular decade, we can see that the person's density or the density of population per square kilometer increased from 340 to 398. Okay. Eto second whole. Okay. These are some of the data which are very important. Okay. Please write it carefully. If I'm directly going with the rural as well as the urban population, because we know every state is divided into a rural area and an urban area. Okay, one is the rural area, that is the hinterland area, and another is the metropolis area. Okay, eta rural, eta urban. If I am directly going with the population census of 2011, okay, the rural population of the state, okay, constitutes around 86% of the total population. Mane 2011 census or mote 86% of the total population, mane total population jodi ami 100% horu, to 86% is residing in the rural areas. Where they are residing? They are residing in the rural areas. That means the remaining 14% is only in the urban areas. Okay. So, if I am directly seeing this particular thing, then you can see that out of the total population, which is in a rural population, you can see that in 2011, the rural population of Assam was around 268,07034. This is the total population, or this is the rural population of Assam in this particular period. Okay. But similarly, if I'm directly going with the urban population, the urban population total in 2011, okay, was around, the urban population was around 4398542. Okay, 4398542. This was the urban population in 2011 as compared to the rural population of 268,07034. Okay, so obviously we can see that in the rural population we have got a huge sum of people, and the people who are residing in the urban areas is far less as compared to the rural population. Okay, so therefore in this very phenomena, okay, you can see that the Assam is mainly a hub of the rural populous people. People are residing in the urban cities far less as compared to the rural areas. Okay, so this is particularly the rural as well as the urban population. If I am directly going with the next point, that is, if I am directly comparing the sex ratio of Assam. Okay, the sex ratio. The sex ratio of Assam, according to 2001 census, was 935 per 1,000. Okay, but in 2011, when the sex ratio was directly calculated, it was around 958 per 1,000 in 2011. So 958 per 1,000. Hetu ketia hol? Only in 2011. Okay. So therefore, we can see that the sex ratio, that is the females per person or per male person, has directly increased in 2011 census. And this will surely increase further as compared to the 2021 census in the nearby time. It is the 2023 census of the Sam. Then obviously you can see this to be increased. Because as of now we can see that the various perspective of women education, women empowerment is nowadays in a very good fit. Okay, the women are participating in various platforms. So therefore, obviously, at this period of time, the women population or the very sex ratio will directly getting increased. Okay, so therefore, the sex ratio, but if I am directly considering the sex ratio of Assam as of today, we will only consider the 2011 census, that is 958. Okay. During this period of time, if I am directly considering the child sex ratio, okay, here I am directly considering the female sex ratio. The sex ratio, if it is only mentions sex ratio, it means the female sex ratio. But if I am directly considering only the child sex ratio means the infants who are getting born as a baby girl. So here we can see we had 962 per 1,000. Our 962 is the particular child sex ratio in our particular state. That means we are at least at a far better level as compared to some of the other states, because here we have seen that the child or the girl child is treated humbly in our state. We have got no differential as compared to some of the other areas. Okay. So even you can see that if I am directly going to the next part, that is the sex ratio, okay, with respective to the rural area is 958, okay, and the urban area is actually, it is around 948. Sex ratio of the rural area is 958, urban area is around 948, okay. So this is the particular sex ratio that we can see on in over here, okay. So people, I have got a call as of today, okay. So I have got an emergency call over now. I will just wrap up. Okay, you have got 15 minutes left. I will cover it tomorrow. Okay, I will just wrap up of today's class. Okay, so please do the homework and I will get back to you with the same timing tomorrow. Okay, so please don't mind as of today. Okay.
Yes.
So I'm leaving as of now today. Okay. So please do the homework and go it and please submit it by tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Bye, sir.